Hello, dear YouTube viewers. I hope you are doing well. Okay, let's start our video. The narrator begins by introducing himself and mentioning that he has been married to his wife for 5 years. He describes her as a loving, gentle, and trustworthy woman, someone he always believed would never hide anything from him. Their daily life has always been peaceful and predictable, filled with laughter, mutual respect, and small routines that made their marriage feel safe. But recently, something has changed. His wife has become strangely distant and overly emotional. She spends more time on her phone than ever before, often turning the screen away whenever he walks by. She avoids physical closeness, giving excuses such as stress, headaches, or work pressure. Although the narrator feels something is wrong, he tries to trust her, convincing himself that every couple goes through phases. Then one evening, she sits him down nervously, her hands shaking slightly. She tells him she is pregnant. At first, happiness washes over him, until she adds a strange and unsettling sentence. "Honey, I didn't do anything with him." Her unnecessary mention of another man instantly plants doubt in his mind, turning his joy into confusion and suspicion. The narrator can't understand why his wife mentioned another man when he never asked about anyone else. The unnecessary reference keeps echoing in his mind. When he asks her what she meant, she becomes defensive and emotional, breaking into tears and insisting he drop the subject. Her refusal to explain only intensifies his confusion. After revealing the pregnancy, her behavior grows even more suspicious. She guards her phone constantly, keeping it face down and within reach at all times. She deletes messages the moment she reads them and avoids answering calls when he's nearby. Every small action seems calculated to hide something. One afternoon, while she's in the shower, he sees a message flash across her screen. "We need to talk about what happened." The contact name looks like a random woman's name, but the style of the message seems unmistakably masculine. A chill runs through him. Doubts about the baby's paternity begin to take root. He thinks back to the past few months, the distance, the lack of intimacy, the excuses. Slowly, the timeline stops making sense. Without confronting her again, he decides to quietly start investigating, hoping to uncover the truth behind her strange behavior. The narrator begins digging deeper, starting with their phone records. He notices a pattern of repeated late-night calls coming from the same unknown number, each lasting 20 to 30 minutes. The timing matches the nights she had claimed to be exhausted or stressed. The consistency of these calls makes his stomach tighten with unease. His suspicions grow stronger when she suddenly decides to attend a prenatal appointment alone, a behavior completely unlike her. She usually wanted him by her side for even the smallest medical visits. Later that day, he finds a receipt tucked in her purse showing she had gone to a clinic earlier in the week with someone else. The signature next to her name isn't his. Desperate for clarity, he reaches out to her best friend. Instead of reassuring him, she becomes visibly uncomfortable. Her voice shakes as she insists his wife would never cheat. But the way she avoids eye contact and dodges follow-up questions makes it clear she isn't telling the whole truth. The final piece of the puzzle comes unexpectedly from someone at her workplace. A co-worker casually mentions that she has been spending an unusual amount of time with a new male employee. They often go out for lunch together and seem closer than simple colleagues. Hearing this, the narrator feels a mix of dread and confirmation. Everything points to something being terribly wrong. The narrator eventually decides he can't live with the uncertainty any longer and chooses a calm moment to confront his wife again about the pregnancy. He asks directly what she meant when she mentioned another man. The question instantly breaks her composure. She bursts into tears, shaking her head and repeating that nothing happened. Through her sobs, she keeps saying, "I didn't do anything with him. You have to trust me." But the desperation in her voice only makes him more uneasy. After a long pause, she begins offering explanations, but they feel like half-truths. She tells him the man is just a friend, someone she confided in during stressful days. She claims she only met him for advice and emotional support, and insists she never crossed any lines. She admits she hid their conversations because she worried he would misunderstand and get angry. But her story doesn't fully add up. The timelines aren't clear, and her details keep shifting. When the narrator asks to speak with the man directly, she immediately refuses, becoming defensive once again. Her sudden change in attitude, from emotional to angry, intensifies his suspicions. Finally, overwhelmed and frustrated, she storms into the bedroom and locks the door, leaving him alone with more questions than answers. While trying to make sense of everything, the narrator notices his wife's laptop left open on the table. A folder catches his eye, one that wasn't there before. It's password protected, which immediately sparks curiosity and fear. On a hunch, he types in their wedding date. To his shock, the folder unlocks. Inside, he finds a collection of medical documents. But these aren't from a regular maternity clinic. They are from a fertility specialist. As he scrolls through them, a completely different story begins to unfold. The reports reveal several failed attempts at fertility treatments over the past year. The dates match the exact periods when she had been distant, stressed, and emotional. Suddenly, her odd behavior begins to make a different kind of sense. Then he comes across a set of official donor documents. The name of the mysterious man, the same one she had been so secretive about, is listed as a sperm donor recommended during their fertility process. It becomes clear that she had gone through treatment involving a donor because the narrator had been diagnosed with low fertility months earlier, a detail she never shared with him. The truth settles heavily on him. She didn't lie because she cheated. She lied because she was terrified. She feared telling him that they needed a donor would hurt his confidence, his identity, his sense of masculinity. Rather than risk breaking his heart, she carried the entire emotional weight alone, trying to protect him, but ending up creating deeper wounds in the process. The truth hits the narrator all at once, and a storm of emotions rushes through him. Shock that she hid so much, anger that she kept him in the dark, betrayal that she didn't trust him with something so important, and an unexpected sense of relief that she hadn't been unfaithful. She hadn't cheated on him physically, but she had concealed a life-changing decision, and the weight of that secrecy feels just as heavy. When he confronts her with the documents, she breaks down completely. Through tears, she confesses how desperately she wanted a child, and how every failed attempt had crushed her. She admits that she thought telling him about his fertility diagnosis would shatter him, maybe even push him away. She believed the truth would destroy their marriage, so she convinced herself that hiding it was the kinder choice. She always meant to tell him one day, but fear and panic kept building until the lie became too big to confess. The narrator listens, torn between empathy for her pain and anger at her decisions. He tries to stay calm as he tells her that while he understands her fear, trust has been seriously damaged. He needs space and time to process everything, to understand how to move forward, and whether their relationship can heal after so many hidden truths. In the weeks that follow, the couple decides to seek marriage counseling, hoping to rebuild the trust that was fractured. Through guided conversations, they begin to confront their fears, their misunderstandings, and the weight of secrets that had grown between them. The wife promises full transparency moving forward, vowing never to carry such burdens alone again. Slowly, the walls of distance start to crumble, replaced by tentative honesty and open communication. As they prepare for the arrival of the baby, the narrator faces a deeply personal choice: to hold on to his anger or embrace love and acceptance. Sitting in the clinic, he watches the ultrasound screen, seeing the tiny life growing inside her. Despite the technicalities of biology, he feels a profound connection. In that moment, he decides that he wants to be a father, fully present, no matter the circumstances that brought the child into their lives. He reflects quietly on the journey they've been through, understanding how fragile trust can be. He thinks, "What I learned shocked me, but it also taught me that secrets can destroy a home faster than any mistake." With that realization, he feels a cautious sense of hope. Hope that honesty, communication, and love can guide them forward, even after the most unexpected revelations. Thanks for watching. For more videos, please subscribe our channel Awesome Visual Story.